Hi dear friends, my name is Sergey. I'm the founder of Moi Chai, and today we will talk a little bit about how do I brew tea. Actually, I brew tea in many ways. I really do it each day for a couple of times. Often we have so much instructions how to brew properly, like to take this amount of tea, put like 3 grams on the scales, a special type of vessel, thick or thin, and like this time you need to brew it, or longer, shorter period of time. So exposition you can change and adjust, and also what type of water, and there's so many details around it. And actually it's good to follow as soon as you can follow, as soon as you're interested to research a little bit about what and how you can brew. Now we actually will brew aged Taiwanese tea. It's from special ceramic jar, aged for 25-30 years. So tea from 90s. And many people already know I have some secrets. How do I brew tea? Actually, one of the ideas is to blend different types. I will not tell you with which type I blended. For now, it's one of our cakes from Yunnan. Yeah, but mainly what I want to say in this video about general practical aspects of brewing. As soon as you have a proper teaware, which is important, it's beautiful aesthetically, but very big practical fact about gunfu cha or pin cha, or how do we call traditional Chinese tea brewing. As soon as we have teapot or gaiwan, as soon as we have pitcher or gundaobei, cup of furnace, and we have cup, it means we can do this type of infusion or percolation, how it's called scientifically, when you not infuse tea for a long period of time, but just infuse it for a shorter period, and after you make infusions for a couple of seconds. That's the main point actually. And as soon as you can do this, not necessarily you have expensive pot or special gaiwan or cheaper gaiwan, you still can make good drink out of it. And how do I brew? Actually, for me it's very important to have a good mood, a good company, good tea, and good water. And I'm just a big lover of collecting teaware. I like aesthetic and pretty high class teaware. It's my personal altitude, I can say. And for me it's just it's just my passion. My main, I can say, secret: I never put small amount of tea in a vessel. I all the time put a little bit more. Maybe I prefer a little bit faster infusion. Sometimes maybe I put here up to 10-12 grams of tea, which is a little bit more higher than normal. And maybe not necessarily it will fit anyone's taste, everyone's taste. It's I think quite personal approach, but I just do believe to brew tea a little bit stronger than necessary. Mostly because I often make tea testings just for myself to check the quality of tea. So I test the tea, and if the quality is not good enough, as soon as you brew tea very strong, you immediately see it in a tea soup, how we call it, in tea. You can just try it. Oh yeah, it's too strong. It's a little bit harsh, not so comfortable feeling and froth at the first point. Secondly, when it's harsh, it's just harsh. It didn't give you any sweet aftertaste and so on. So regularly we just have just harsher feeling after not good quality tea. But if it's good tea, even if you brew it very strong, it still will be sweet aftertaste. You will still feel some kind of good feelings, even with very strong brew. And I do that. It's my personal habit. I can't say that it's perfect, but I just like it. And the second reason why I do that, you all the time feel the taste of tea, even if water not perfect enough, especially with fermented teas, which are a little bit less sensitive to water, but it depends, not all the teas. And sensitivity also quite personal, we can say, parameter, which everyone can also understand personally, like many also types of infusions and personal styles behind gunfu cha, behind proper tea brewing, or how we can say mindful or attentive tea brewing. If you brew a little bit stronger, you with better, so you have much more chances to have sweeter and more intense taste of tea. to avoid overbrewing, to avoid make it too strong and too bitter, just make a more faster infusions. So you put a lot of tea, immediately flush it. Just flush it as fast as possible. This is why it's very good to have a teapot which have very good flow. If flow is really slow in the teapot and you have a big amount of tea, the tea will be bitter. If you have very small amount of tea in a teapot, which is doesn't matter how it's flow very good, you flush it too fast and it not open up enough taste of tea. So there are many tiny details. Maybe I can't describe them all, but I describe like a basic ones which I think quite important. After that, also why it's good to use Gai wine sometimes, because Gai wine, it's really all the time you have guaranteed fast flushing of the tea, so tea will never stuck. You can make it even more faster infusions with Gai wine, and I think also it's quite normal and quite useful, even if you are a beginner. If you know how to use Gai wine, just a little bit of practice and you will know. Actually, if you want to have my manual about Gai wine, please write some comment below, I will film it. For me, as soon as you do something like almost 20 years, it's difficult to film sometimes very basic videos, but I like to share what I have in here. And because for me it's like kind of each day practice, even just proclaiming some facts which I already know for long, it's not easy to do, because I just do, oh yeah, it's normal, I just brew it, yeah, okay, just do it each day like this. And I will try to a little bit summarize and to understand, yeah, how I do that. Yeah, I just see that, yeah, I brew tea strong and I brew it fast. And in this case, you never over infuse it and you all the time kind of normal taste. And also about the amount, there are no, we can say, facts and kind of rules which you need to strictly follow. The thing is, as soon as you have it very bitter, it means that you just need next time put a little bit less of tea, make a little bit faster infusion. Also, pretty important fact is about water, because I most of the time try to brew with 100 degrees water. Even those teas which are recommended to brew a little bit more colder water, maybe only one exception, mostly for green teas, but because I not so often drink green teas, I mostly drink fermented teas, aged tea, red tea, pu'er, what type of whatever, pu'er, shanshu, a little bit of white tea, of course aged oolongs. This is maybe my main profile, what I personally do like to drink. And for these certain teas, especially fermented teas, aged teas, 100 degrees is great. It's really open up the tea better. So yeah, you can use thermos, you can use, just now I'm boiling fresh water. Yeah, so as soon as we'll be ready, I can continue infusions, but never brew this type of teas, fermented teas, with a little bit colder water. It will not open up all the potential of a tea. Even such teas as oolongs, for example, like lighter oolongs, some people consider them as a kind of greenish, it's not green teas, but as soon as you brew, for example, Tieguanyin or lighter Taiwanese oolong with a colder water, it really also not open up. So a colder water only fits to some very delicate red tea, only bud teas, very tiny, not Yunnan types, but northern types with very thin buds. You can also a little bit colder water, it's okay. For some type of Guangdong oolongs, also lighter versions of Guangdong oolongs, also a little bit colder water, maybe 85, 90, not like 60, 70. Yeah, like this temperature will be good. And of course, for most of the green teas also, it's recommended. But as soon as also you will find a way how to brew even a green tea with a hot water, you can also open up it, not perfectly, but good, we can say. And how you can do it? Better use Gai wine, not a teapot like I use now, and you can put smaller amount of tea, and also try to make as fast infusion as possible. And also you can a little bit cold the water with just putting firstly hot water into the pitcher, Gundao, keep it there for 10-15 seconds. It's already enough. So first from thermos or from teapot put in Gundao, and after that brew to Gai wine, and after that back to Gundao. This is how we can make it a little bit colder. Not, it will be not 100 degrees, it will be like 97, 95-ish something. And it also help to for very sensitive teas, it will open up them a little bit better. And one more important fact about brewing, Also about the material of vessels and type of vessels for certain types. As already told, for fermented teas it's better recommend to use teapot. Yeah, it's open up a little bit longer, keep the heat. Also maybe for like pours and thicker walls is good, for oolongs a little bit thinner walls is good, but it's all quite personal. In general, we can say we divide into groups like okay gaiwan teas and okay teapot teas. There are some exemptions, like for example, if you sometime will be in Uishan, the motherland of Dahun Pao, Zhogui, many other famous rock teas, you will see like everyone there brew from gaiwan, just because it's local Fujian province habit. But still, the more and more masters still brew Isin pot, or this is Jianshui teapot from Yunnan, but still for fermented teas it's still more recommended to use teapots, and for lighter teas maybe easier to brew perfectly in gaiwan. Also for some green teas you can also use porcelain teapots, because they also not so long time they keep the heat, which is actually not needed for green teas. And yeah, it will open up a little bit easier, and you can also practice. Actually, if you have practice you can brew in any vessel, but I just say you can play with that. Yeah, generally there are many tricks which you just practically step by step open up the tea, try it, this and that, and you can all the time adapt your style. There are, what I like in Chinese tradition in general, that you can really, through your own passion, through just reflecting the guests who you share your tea, you will easily develop your own style, your own view on it. But still, to know the base is very important, to know how to start brewing, how to open up tea better, how to not overbrew it, to don't make tea very bitter, to make perfect infusion, also to not waste too much of tea, for example, yeah, to use a little smaller vessel if you brew tea alone, and so on. Thank you very much for watching. If you will have some more questions about tea brewing, please, yeah, leave some comments below. Really appreciate any of your feedback. Really appreciate sharing of this video, because yeah, my channel needs more subscribers. And yeah, drink good tea. See you.